Good morning. Welcome to yoga. My name is Rosanna, and I'll be guiding you through your poses today. We're going to start off in child's pose. And if you'd like, you can always turn the monitor off for a few minutes, stay in your child's pose, start off your meditation, and then whenever you're ready, just turn it back on and we can start. So child's pose, we're going to rest our hips on our heels, hands towards the top of the mat, forehead resting down on the mat. So you have the option to spend a few minutes here. Now feel the length of the spine. It's stretching out, feeling the hips stretch. Feel the body warming up. And we'll just focus on the breath. Feeling a nice deep breath on the inhale. Bring all the air into our lungs. And as you exhale, letting all that stale air that may be left out. Now we're going to rise up, shift towards the top of the mat, lower down onto the belly and the elbows. And really raise the chest and throat open here, maybe lifting off the elbows slightly. And then we'll lower back down, slide your hands back, shift your hips up and back into your child's pose. And then we'll shift up and forward, lower back down onto the mat. We'll continue on. Lower down onto the elbows. Raising up here. Lower back down. Shift back to child's pose. And then we'll do one more of each here. Shift forward, lower down. Rise up to your low cobra here. And lower back down. Shift back to child's pose one more time. And now we're going to walk our hands over to the right, shift the hips over to the left. And then walk your hands back to center, and then walk your hands over to the left, shift the hips over to the right. Walk back to center. We'll do two more of each here. Each side, feeling a nice stretch in the waistline. Walk back to center. Over to the side. Come back to center. We're going to do one more each side. Back to center, other side. And then walk back to center. All right, we're going to rise up and come to your easy seated position here. So your shoulders are over your hips, your spine is nice and long. Your sit bones are pressing down into the mat, arms by your sides. And then we'll just go ahead and drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. And then come back to center and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Bring it back to center. We're going to do two more on each side. It's a nice, gentle, dynamic stretch. Keep going. Back to center. We'll do one more of each. And other side. Come back to center. Now we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Round your chin towards your chest. And then bring the left ear over to the left shoulder. And roll forward, back over to the right. Roll forward, back over to the left. And we'll do one more on each side. Continually rolling forward. Back over to the left. your neck back to center. Now we'll do some shoulder shrugs. So just shrug your shoulders up towards your ears like you're really, really stressed. And then release. Now we're going to stress the shoulders out. 2 more times here. And all the way up, getting that tension in, and then just relax. All right, 1 more. Shrug up. And relax it down. We'll roll the shoulders up towards the ears, forward, back down, up, forward, back down. 1 more this direction. And then we'll roll them up and back. Very good. I have some crunching going on. Lower them back down. All right, so then we're going to inhale, arms up over your head. Bring your eye gaze up. And then as you exhale, you're going to release the left arm down. Reach the right arm up and over, pressing down on that right sit bone, opening up the right shoulder. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Now lower the right arm down, and then reach the left arm up and over, pressing the left sit bone down this time. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Now, as you exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. Placing the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind your back. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, bring your eye gaze back behind you, deepening the twist. Inhale, arms back up overhead, palms touch. And then exhale over to the left, right hand on left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale back. Inhale, arms back up overhead, palms touch. And then as you exhale, lower your hands down to your knees. And we'll do some hip circles here. So let's bring our chest over towards the right knee, forward, over to the left, and then back. And we'll circle 2 more this direction. And then come back to center. And then we'll circle the other direction. So over to the left, forward, to the right, back. Making your circles as wide or as narrow as your body is telling you. Last one here. And come back to center. All right, so we're going to come into our first tabletop position. So we're going to bring our shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, keeping the spine neutral. We're going to shift our hips back slightly, just a little bit. We'll stretch out the wrists here. So we're going to take the pressure off the wrists. So that's why we're shifting our weight back. And then you're going to place the top of the right hand on the mat, followed by the left. And then release the right hand back to neutral and the left. And we'll do 2 more of each. So top of the right, top of the left, right palm down, left palm down. And then 1 more of each. And then if you can, go ahead and rotate your fingertips towards your knees, thumbs out. It may or may not happen, and that's fine. And we'll just kind of shift our weight back and forth. Nice stretching in the wrists, preparing for our planks and our vinyasa flows. Great stretch for carpal tunnel as well. All right, bring your fingers back towards the top of the mat. Now, go ahead and stretch the right leg back, toes curled down on the mat. So we're going to stretch out our calf here. We're going to shift our hips back, get that nice stretch in the right calf. Shift forward, release, shift back, forward, and back. Good. Let's do 2 more here. This feels really good. Last one. Come back to center. Now, as you inhale, you're going to bring the right leg back, left arm forward. Lengthening the spine, engaging the glutes. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bring your elbow to knee, leave your nose. Inhale, arm forward and back. Exhale, arm and leg to the side, stay parallel to the floor. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, elbow to knee, leave your nose. Inhale, forward and back. Exhale to the side. Back to center. And we'll do one more of each. Back to center, tabletop position. Extend the left leg back, toes curled under onto the mat. We'll just do the rocking back and forth motion again. Last two. Last one here. Come back to center. Inhale, right arm forward, left leg back. Exhale, elbow to knee with your nose. Inhale, extend forward and back. Exhale, leg and arm out to the side. Inhale, back to center. We're going to do two more of each. So exhale. Inhale. Exhale to the side. Inhale. Last one of each here. Back to center. Lower down to your tabletop position. We're going to curl both toes under and just hover the knees off the mat about 1 to 2 inches here. And then we're going to rotate the knees over to the right. Warming up the core here. Come back to center and then rotate the knees over to the left. Rotate back to center. Shift your hips up and back as you exhale. Coming into your first down dog here. And you're welcome to bend your knees, walk in the dog by bending one knee and then the other. You're pressing down onto your index fingers and your thumbs and the balls of your feet. Shoulders and hips are squared to the mat. Eye gaze on your belly or your thighs. Warming up the spine, backs of the legs, the shoulders, the arms. Now we're going to raise both heels up, lower both heels down, and take tiny steps towards the top of the mat. Walking into your forward fold, bringing belly to thigh, head to shin, hands on the mat. You're going to inhale to a flat back, straightening the back and arm. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slide them back. Come back to center. And then exhale into your mountain pose. So you're standing nice and tall. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. As you exhale, you're going to bring your elbows back to cactus arms, really opening up the chest, lifting from the sternum. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the right arm down, reaching the left arm up and over, opening up the left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, your left arm down, right arm over to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, slight bend back, shifting the hips forward, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now step the right foot back, releasing the right knee off the mat. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Shifting the hips forward, engaging the glutes here. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Opening up the chest and throat. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Step that left foot back into your plank position. You're going to inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, chaturanga, bringing the elbows to 90 degrees, tops of the feet on the mat. Inhale, up dog. dog, straightening the arms, opening up chest and throat, and then exhale, down dog. And you can walk the dog if you'd like. So we just did our first vinyasa flow, and you're welcome to do the flow with me, or if you need to, just go from your plank to your down dog. Now we step the right foot forward, releasing the left knee on the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step the left foot forward, walking into your forward fold. Excuse me, step in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slight bend at the top. Come back to center. Exhale, mountain. All right, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, your arms back to cactus arms. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, right arm down, left arm over to the side. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, left arm down. Bending over to the left. Come back to center. Slight bend back. And center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Forward fold. Step the right foot back to a 45-degree angle, and you will inhale, arms up overhead. Keeping your front knee over the ankles, shoulders stacked over the hips, pressing down into the ball of the front foot and the outside of the back foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, your hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Hinge forward, chaturanga, keeping the ribcage lifted. Up dog, down dog. Now step the right foot forward, rotate left foot to a 45. Inhale, arms up, warrior one here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step into your forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slight bend. Back to center. Exhale, mountain. All right, we'll inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to cactus arms. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, center. Slight bend back. Back to center, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Step the right foot back, keeping the right heel off the mat. We'll inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Keeping your shoulders stacked over the hips. Front knee is over the ankle. Back leg is straight and strong. Glutes engaged. Back heel stretching back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Hinge forward. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Now we'll step the right foot forward, releasing the left heel off the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands back down. Step into your forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slight bend. Back to center. Exhale, mountain. All right, we'll come into our first balancing pose, or tree pose. Excuse me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to ground down into the left leg. And you're going to take that right foot, place it to the inside of the left ankle. You could stay here, or bring it to the inside beneath the left knee, above the left knee, just not on the knee. And then bring your hands to heart center. Maybe add some branches, opening up the arms, thumbs facing out. Keeping a strong standing leg, shifting the hips forward slightly. You could stay here. You can add another branch, grabbing that right foot. And keep your eye gaze on something that's not moving. And the opening of the hip here. Standing leg is strong. Stay with me here, you're almost there. Now bring your knees back to center, palms touch, and release down to the mat. All right. We'll step back to the top of the mat. Excuse me, in our strong mountain pose. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, slight bend. Back to center, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Bend your knees, step or jump to plank. Hinge forward, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Now your heels may or may not touch the mat, and that's okay, no worries here. As you inhale, you're going to reach the right leg up towards the ceiling, pinky toe down. And then step that right foot in between the hands, rotating left foot to a 45. Arms back up overhead to warrior one. You're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you, pressing your fists down towards the mat. Really feeling the opening up in the chest here. Stretching your shoulders, and strengthening your legs. On your next inhale, reach your arms back up overhead. And then as you exhale, open up the shoulders to the side wall, straightening the arms forward and back. So you want to keep your front knee over the ankle in alignment with your second toe. Shoulders are still stacked over the hips. Eye gaze past your front fingertips. Warrior two here. Now as you inhale, you're going to hinge forward, rotate front palm up. And then reach your front arm up and back, placing the back hand here on your thigh, wrapping it behind your back. Reverse warrior here, relaxing that top shoulder down. The tendency is to push it up and out. Just relax it. Now on your next inhale, you're going to shift your hips back as you straighten that front leg, keeping your arm up and back. Reverse triangle here. Pressing down onto the ball of the front foot, engaging that front quad for set. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale your upper body back to a T. Inhale as you hinge forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower that front arm down to the inside of the front foot. And the back arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So your eye gaze is up. Your spine is straight and long. Engage in the front thigh. And you can keep your top arm up towards the ceiling, or you can wrap it behind your back. This is a half bind. For a full bind, you can take that bottom hand, wrap it under your thigh, and then interlace your fingers together, making sure that the spine is long, the top shoulder is nice and open. The core is engaged here. This is a great core strengthener. If you're in a bind, release. And now lower your hands to the insides of your feet, bringing your toes in, heels out. And then we'll just lower the crown of the head down towards the mat, shifting the weight into the balls of the feet, maybe clasping your elbows, maybe rocking side to side. This is a great relaxation pose. Now release your hands back down to the mat. You're going to inhale to a flat back. As you exhale, you're going to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, eye gaze up. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale your hands back down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, left arm up. Keeping that weight shifted forward. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen. Exhale your hands down to the mat. Now we're going to walk our hands back towards the top of the mat. You're going to bend the right knee, release the left heel off the mat. And then we're going to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, eye gaze up. We'll lower the right hand back down to the mat, round down into the right foot, shift your weight forward, and as you inhale, you reach the left leg up towards the ceiling, bringing belly to thigh, head to shin. And as you exhale, you're going to lower the left leg down into the mat, into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slide back to center, exhale, mount. All right, let's work on the tree pose on the other side, or left side. You're going to ground down into your right foot, left foot to the inside of the right ankle, below the knee or above the knee. Whichever one keeps you strongest. Your hands to heart center. Maybe open up some branches. I like to rotate my thumbs out. Gives that nice external rotation in the shoulders. Maybe add another branch. Grab your the inside of the left foot. Gaze up. Go, you're almost there. Keep it strong. Engaging the core helps the balance. Bring your knee back to center, palms touch. Exhale, lower down to the mat. And we'll come back to the top of the mat into mountain pose. We'll inhale. Exhale, slight bend. To center, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Bend the knees, step or jump to plank. Hinge forward, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Now this time, inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. Put the left foot in between your hands, rotate back foot to a 45. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, press your fists down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. It's a good time to check your front knee. Is it over your ankle? Is it in alignment with your second toe? On your next inhale, hinge forward, rotate front palm up, and then reach your front up and back. And again, back arm either on your thigh or left behind your back. Now shift your hips back as you straighten your front leg, keeping the top arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale your upper body to a T. Hinge forward. And then lower the left hand down to the inside of the left foot, right arm up. Triangle here, and you're welcome to bind your pose if you'd like. This is a great shoulder opener whenever you bind your pose. Feeling your body feeding up here because it's really engaging the core. Now, if you're in a bind, release. Lower your hands to the insides of the feet, toes in, heels out. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, crown of the head down to the mat. And then this time, let's go ahead and take the right hand and reach towards the right shin. And then take the left hand and reach towards the left shin. Engaging the upper back here, stretching out your shoulders as well. And of course, if any pose is painful, please don't do it. You know your body better than I do. And now we're just going to switch hands. So release your hand and then just switch. So this time the right hand is on top of the right arm, is on top of the left arm. Still keeping the weight forward. Release your hands down to the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Walk your hands back towards the top of the mat. Bend in the left knee, release, and the right heel off the mat. And then this time, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Eye gaze up. And then on your next exhale, release the left hand down to the mat. Shift forward, and then reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring the belly to thigh, head to shin. Reaching that right leg up as high as you can. And then on your next exhale, lower down to your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slide down. Back to center. Exhale now. All right, we're going to inhale, arms up, exhale, slide bend, Right to center, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Bend your knees, step or jump to plank. Hinge forward. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. All right, this time we're going to raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee, flex your foot, and then we'll open up the right hip. So you press the right heel towards the left wall. Eye gaze underneath left shoulder towards your heel. And you're welcome to stay here, or if you like to flip your dog, what you're going to do is you're going to lower that right foot down, and then rotate off the ball of the left foot. Raise your front flank on up towards the ceiling. Right palm up, relaxing the neck. Maybe the right heel is off the mat, maybe not. And a nice stretch in the front side of your body. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to flip back into your three-legged dog. So right leg up towards the ceiling. And then step the right foot in between the hands, rotating the left foot to a 45. Rise up to warrior two. Now we're going to come into our half moon pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift forward, placing the weight in the front of the foot, maybe taking that back foot in, stepping it in a bit. And then raise your left leg up as you lower the right hand down. And you can just bring the right hand in front of you. Maybe cover the right hand. Standing leg is straight and strong, core is engaged. Top leg pressing back. You're almost there, stay with me. And we'll lower the top foot back down, come back into your warrior two. Hinge forward, and then lower the right hand down to the inside of the right foot, left arm up. Keeping the right knee over the ankle, back leg straight and strong. You could stay here, or you can bind your pose, and that left arm wrapping it behind your back, maybe reaching your right arm underneath your thigh. Keeping the spine nice and straight. Feeling the legs fire up here. Now if you're in a bind, release. And then you're going to lower that top hand to the inside of the right foot. Rotate that back heel off the mat. And then walk the right foot out towards the edge of the mat. So your hands are on the insides of the right foot. We're going to come into our lizard pose. So lots of options here. You can stay straight and strong. This is more of a strengthening pose. If you want more of a stretch, you're going to drop the left knee down. Top of the foot on the mat, maybe lower down onto the elbows, keeping the rib cage lifted, crown of the head forward, keeping your eye gaze forward as well. You can open up the right hip, lowering onto the blade of the right foot. Lots of options here. Just do whatever your body is asking for today. Now, you could stay here. If you like coming into your twisted lizard, you're going to raise up onto your hands. Take that right arm, reach forward, up and back, grabbing the outside of the left foot, opening up the right shoulder, eye gaze back. Stretching out your hips, your quadriceps. lifting your shoulder and opening up the chest. Now you may or may not be able to grab the back foot, and that's fine. Something to work towards. You grab your back foot, release your hand back to the inside of the right foot, curl your left toes under, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, drop your hips down, raise your chest up, palms touch. And I'll show you from here. Palms to heart center, pressing the elbows into our thighs here. Heels may or may not touch. You can add movement if you'd like. Great hip opener here. Now you're going to ground down into the mat, keeping the weight in the heels and the balls of your feet. We're going to rise up to stand, and then we'll shake it out. You feel that? All right, let's walk up to the top of the mat again. Stone mountain. We're going to inhale, slight bend, to center, forward fold, flat back, forward fold, bend your knees, step or jump to plank, hinge forward, shadow under, up dog, down dog. Now we're going to inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling, bend your knee, flex your foot, open up the left hip. Again, you can stay here or flip your dog by lowering the left foot down, rotating up the ball of the right foot, reaching the front side body up towards the ceiling, top palm faces up, relaxing the neck. And then whenever you're ready, flip back over to your three-legged dog. And then step into your warrior two. Very nice. All right, we're going to come into our half moon pose again. So we're going to hinge forward, bring the weight to the front foot, maybe step the back foot in a bit. And then raise the back leg up, lower the front arm down. Again, hand on the mat. Maybe you have a block as well. Maybe cover. Engaging the core helps to balance. Almost there, maybe just a little bit more. Step back to warrior two. Hinge forward. Left arm to the inside of the left foot. Right arm up. Stay here, or maybe find your pose. Very nice. You might have the tendency to bring the front knee behind your heel, so just kind of check where your front knee is at. You're almost there. Give me just a little bit more. If you're in the bind, release. And then lower your hands to the inside of the front foot. Rotate that heel off the mat. Walking the left hand out towards the outside of the mat. And so any lizard that you'd like here. maybe one side of the body is a little more open than the other side, and that's normal as well. We tend to have imbalances. And you can stay here or come into your twisted lizard. Rise back up, reach the left arm forward, up and back. And if you grab your back foot release. And then this time, let's let that left foot back. We're going to come into our child's pose again. So hips on your heels, forehead down. And then maybe rotate your palms up. Let's stretch out the wrists here. You can also separate the knees a little bit more, keeping your heels together. It's up to you. Now we'll go ahead and rotate the palms down. Raise the upper body up off the mat. We'll come into our plank pose. So curl the toes under, raise the upper body, shoulders over the wrists. Now we're going to come into a side plank. So just rotate off the feet, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keeping the hips high and engaged. You're going to lengthen on the inhale. As you exhale, you're going to take that right hand, reach under the rib cage. Inhale, back up overhead. Exhale, reach under the rib cage. Inhale, back up overhead. Last one here, reach under. That nice rotation in. Inhale. Now, you can also do that with your bottom knee on the mat. So let's all just go ahead and lower that bottom knee onto the mat. Keeping your hips over the knees. We're going to raise our upper body to a T. Pressing down to the outside of the back foot. Now, as you inhale, you're going to hinge forward, rotate your front palm up, and then reach your front arm up and back. And that nice stretch in the waistline here. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, windmill your arms back down to the mat. Come back into your plank. Hinge forward. We're going to lower down all the way onto the belly, maybe to the count of 6. So kind of like a chaturanga, but we're going to lower all the way down. So elbows nice and tight. We're going to lower down from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tops of the feet on the mat, elbows down. And then we're going to raise our upper body up, opening up chest and throat. Sphinx pose here. And then we'll take that right leg and cross it over the left. And the right foot may or may not touch the floor. Bring it back to center. And then we'll do the same thing with the left leg. Cross that left over the right. Bring it back to center. We're going to do 2 more of each here. So right leg over. Back to center. And then the left. Back to center. Last one of each here. side restroom pose as well. All right, slide your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes under. We're going to rise up into our plank. And we'll come back into the side plank, reaching the left arm up this time. We've got 3 arm rotations here. So exhale, left arm underneath the rib cage. Inhale, back up. Again, you can do this on your bottom knee down. Exhale, under the rib cage. Inhale. Last one here. Exhale. Inhale. Now we're going to slide that bottom knee onto the mat. And then bring your upper body to a T. Reach forward, front palm up. Reach up and back. Shifting the hips forward just a little bit. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, windmill your arms down to the mat. Come back to your plank. Reach forward a little bit. We're going to lower down all the way onto the mat for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up to the feet on the mat. And then this time, let's go ahead and straighten the arms, opening up the chest and throat, getting a nice external rotation in the shoulders. Now we'll take the eye gaze over towards the right hip and right toes. Come back to center, and then eye gaze over to the left hip and left toes. Come back to center. Now shift your hips up and back into your child's pose here. Settling the spine. And then walk your hands over to the right and shift your hips over to the left. We'll walk our hands back to center. Come into a tabletop position. And then we're going to raise the upper body up, shifting the hips over the knees, placing the hands on the small of the back, fingertips up. And then we're going to open up the chest, eye gaze up. Shifting the hips forward for your camel pose here. The goal is to keep the hips over the knees. Now you can stay here, and if your hips allow it, as long as they stay over the knees, you can reach your hands towards your heel. And if this bothers your neck at all, just keep it neutral, eye gaze forward. Otherwise, eye gaze up. Stretching out the front side of the body, strengthening the back side of the body. If you grab the back heels, place your hands back on the small of the back. Rise up, and then release back into your child's pose. We'll settle the spine again. And you can add movement as well. And we'll walk our hands over to the left, shift the hips over to the right. And walk your hands back to center. Rise up. And then we'll come back into, actually we're not coming back into because we're going to go into our slack pose. So shift your feet over to the side, have a seat on the mat, extend your legs towards the top of the mat, flex your feet. So we're going to Keep our spine long, shoulders are stacked over the hips. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, lower down into your forward fold. Really to thigh, head to shin. Keeping that nice bend in the knee. Taking pressure off the ligaments. Now on your next inhale, you're going to rise back up and you will bend the right knee. Cross the right foot over the left. Bring your right hand behind you, small in the back. You're going to inhale, left arm up. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, bring your eye gaze back. It's a great spinal rotation here. On your next inhale, bring the upper body back to center. Now you're going to bend your left knee underneath the right. I'll show you from the front here. And then stack the right knee on top of the left, flexing the feet nice and wide. And if this bothers your knees or hips at all, just come back into your easy seated position. All right, so we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. And then we'll bend the left elbow. Now you could stay here. Take that right hand, reach behind your back, towards your left fingertips, palms facing each other. And then we'll inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale as you hinge forward. Now, if you have any shoulder issues, any rotator cuff issues, please just keep your hands down, not above your head. Doing the hip compression here, lengthening up the spine. Now, on your next inhale, you're going to rise back up, release the hands down, extend that left leg, uncross the right, but keep the right knee bent. You'll take that left leg, swing it behind you, lengthening the left leg, top of the foot on the mat. Right knee is bent, right heel to the outside of the right hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, lower your head down to your hands on the mat. You want to keep your hips square to the mat and the spine nice and long. This is your pigeon pose here. Great stretch for the hips, the glutes. Great stretch if you have any sciatica issues. This is one of my favorite stretches. And this is one of those stretches you can hold up to about 5 minutes. But I'm not going to keep you here for 5 minutes. On your next inhale, rise back up. And take that back leg, swing it forward, extend your legs towards the top of the mat. And then this time we'll bend the left knee, cross it over the right, left hand behind the small of the back. Reach the right arm up and over. Lengthen on the inhale, exhale, twist. So when we talk about inhaling and exhaling, we always want to inhale as we lengthen the spine, as we reach up towards the sky. And we always want to exhale as we lower down to the earth or when we twist. So just in case you're confused, And by lowering down, that usually means lowering the heart down to the ground. And your legs down to the ground if you're in an inversion pose. Now inhale the upper body back to center. This time we're going to bend the right knee. And then bring the left knee on top of the right. Feet are nice and wide and flexed. Sit bones down on the mat. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Bend that right elbow. Stay here. Take that left hand, wrap it behind your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. And if you have a hard time reaching for your hands, a great option is to use a strap or a towel. Now your next inhale, you're going to rise back up. Release the arms down. Extend the right leg, uncross the left, keeping the left knee bent. And as you swing the right leg behind you, back into your pigeon. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right down to the mat. On your next inhale, rise up. Swing the back leg towards the top of the mat. And then we'll just bring the feet towards the top of the mat. Bend your knees. We're going to come into our last pose, our Savasana pose, our engine pose. What you're going to do is you're going to lower down one vertebra at a time. Head comes down last, maybe holding onto the backs of the thighs. We're going to extend both legs, feet separated, heels and toes out. Arms by your sides, palms up. We're just going to close the eyes here. We'll take our last few moments here. Perhaps in gratitude for the time that you took out for your mind, your body, and your spirit. Stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you for letting me guide you through your poses. And let the light in me honor the light in you. Have a wonderful day.